Every time you do a search on Google and Bing, an auction takes place. Basically, Google says, hey, somebody just searched for this keyword. Who would like to put their ads in front of these people?
Welcome to Amplify with White Knight Productions. I'm your host, Gavin Tice. At White Knight, we're all about amplifying voices through storytelling. And in this series, we'll be connecting with industry professionals who know how to boost messages far and wide. Today, we're very excited to have on our show Rod Holmes, Managing Partner and the Director of Sales at Pilot Digital Marketing. Are there ever any common mistakes that you see people making with their marketing or SEO work?
Well, on the SEO side of things, the biggest mistake is not paying enough attention to the technology of their websites. People kind of feel like if I just throw up a website on any, Wix or Weebly or Squarespace, that, it must be as good as, other platforms. And the unfortunate thing is they're not. From a technical perspective, the foundation of SEO is the technology that's powering your website and how optimized it is. And so from an SEO perspective, that's the biggest deal. A lot of people spend time trying to, write content that is keyword focused, and that's good. But if the underlying technology of the website is garbage, it doesn't matter what you build on top of it. It's just not going to work. On the PPC side of things, the paid advertising, PPC stands for pay-per-click advertising. The biggest mistake is trying to do it yourself. Honestly, you cannot compete in Google Ads any longer without extensive background knowledge and a variety of artificial intelligence tools. It's impossible. It has grown to be so complicated, and you are competing against people who are using these AI tools. And it is a competition. Every time you do a search on Google and Bing, an auction takes place. Basically, Google says, hey, somebody just searched for this keyword. Who would like to put their ads in front of these people? Okay. And how much will you pay? And people say, companies say, I'll pay $1.50. I'll pay $3 to have my ad show up. Don't just try Google Ads, and see what happens. Because what's going to happen is you're going to give Google your money and get nothing in return.
What's your advice for someone who's trying to develop a digital marketing strategy? And are there certain steps that they should take?
Yeah, that's easy. The first step is to understand your keyword market. A lot of people will say, keywords are dead. That's not true. Understanding how people are searching for your products or services is the foundation of everything you do. So you have to understand the phrases that people are using to find your product and service, and you have to make a decision on which one you're going to go after. So keywords tie very closely in with the buying funnel. People who are just getting started researching, buying a product or service, and on down to people who they're shopping and they're looking for the best price or the best value. And you have to make a decision with the keywords of, do I target someone who's at the very top and just getting into this? Do I target somebody who's at the very bottom and they're ready to buy, or somewhere in the middle? Because the keywords are all indicate where people are in the buying funnel.
Which tools or resources do you recommend to those wanting to amp up or ramp up their digital marketing strategies?
We use WordPress by and large for making websites. It is the market leader. It has anywhere between 35 and 45% of the market share, depending on what you read. And because of that, all of the latest tools, all the latest gizmos that are available for websites, usually they start with WordPress. So WordPress usually has the most options, and it is incredibly easy to optimize from an SEO perspective. So we like WordPress. It almost goes without saying your website should be using Google Analytics, and you should have Search Console, Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is a free console that lets you communicate with Google and Google communicate with you about your website. And you just have to sign up for it. Incredibly valuable, incredibly valuable. And then the last one I'll mention is a lot of companies do not measure how many phone calls they get based off of their website or their online advertising. And we highly recommend a service called CallRail. And it lets you basically track your phone calls and learn how many phone calls came from Google organic searches, how many came from advertisements, be it Bing or Facebook or wherever. If somebody can call you as a way of converting, you need to measure it. And it's inexpensive and a great tool.
Thank you so much, Rod, for sharing your expertise and insights into digital marketing. To learn more about Rod and his company, Pilot Digital Marketing, visit pilotdigital.com. And to hear more insider scoops on how to amplify your story, be sure to follow White Knight Productions on your preferred social media for updates on future episodes.